Stop buying bad PC cases. Let's get you the best PC case in 2026. Welcome back to PC Builder. I'm Jason. It's time for a best PC case 2026 buying guide. Good news, there's tons of new options in PC cases for form factor, aesthetics, features, and of course pricing. The bad news, all that choice makes it super easy to buy the wrong PC case that you're gonna regret. We're gonna cover how much your PC build budget you should spend on your PC case airflow, and the important PC case features that you need to get. Then we'll make specific product recommendations for the best budget PC cases in 2026, the best mid-range PC cases in 2026, the best premium PC cases in 2026, and the best small form factor PC cases in 2026. If you get value out of this video, please give it a like, it really helps out the channel, and of course subscribe for more cool PC content. Let's jump into it. This video is sponsored by VIP SCD Key. Say goodbye to crazy expensive Windows licenses and that terrible Activate Windows watermark. Right now, use the links in the video description, head over to VIP SCD Key and get a Windows 11 OEM license for a great price. Pick your product license, then use the PC Builder discount code PC25 for an additional 30% off. Go to the activation settings on your PC, put in the code, and boom! Windows is fully licensed for a crazy low price. And they have Microsoft Office licenses too. Use the links in the video description. All right, first up, how much of your PC build budget should you spend on your PC case? Because overspending on a PC case at the expense of PC performance, like ending up with a weaker graphics card for instance, is one of the biggest mistakes that I see all the time. That's why I recommend spending 5 to 10% of your overall PC budget on the case itself, including any additional fans. So a $1,000 build could spend anywhere from $50 to $100 on a case. A $2,000 build could spend anywhere from $100 to $200, and so on. At the very budget end, this is likely going to be a higher percentage just because even the cheapest PC cases with fans cost about $50. But the good news is that in 2026, with other component prices like RAM hitting high prices, PC cases have actually dropped in price across the board. You can pick up a great budget PC case for $50 to $65, a great mid-range PC case for $65 to $90, and premium PC cases start at just under $100, and obviously they go up into the hundreds of dollars for ultra premium PC cases. PC cases come in 3 sizes. ATX size PC cases fit ATX and many eATX size motherboards. Micro ATX PC cases fit micro ATX size motherboards. And small form factor or mini ITX PC cases, they're usually designed to fit mini ITX motherboards in very small volumes, but some newer ones also support micro ATX motherboards in those small volumes. So how much airflow do you need in your PC case in 2026? Well, it depends on your components. I recommend at least 2 intake fans and 1 exhaust fan as a minimum. As we go up in power usage in higher end components, we of course want to make sure to scale our airflow to match that. Now in the past, I did recommend positive air pressure where you have slightly more intake than exhaust. This was primarily to keep the dust out of your system, but with the increased use of metal mesh to intercept dust, I think negative pressure cases are absolutely fine in 2026. Just remember to wipe off the dust from the mesh once in a while. And remember, you don't need mesh filters at the exhaust points, just where the air is coming into the PC build. PC case fans still vary widely in terms of quality in 2026. Thankfully, only the worst budget PC cases use uncontrollable Molex fans any longer. In fact, in 2026, many cases come with built-in fans and even ARGB hubs, where you can connect all the case fans to a single hub on your motherboard. You can also buy your own PWM and ARGB fan controller and your own fans, so we'll leave some link down in the video description, including a cheap 3-pack of Thermalright PWM ARGB fans that I really love, and they come in black or white. There's 2 ways to mount your graphics card. First, a traditional horizontal mount, which does run the risk of GPU sag. There are a number of ways to fix this, either through a stand mount or a bracket that bolts onto your PC. Just make sure it doesn't prevent one of the GPU fans from spinning. Or you can vertically mount your GPU, just make sure that your case will actually support this orientation and that there will be at least 1 inch of clearance between the front glass and the GPU fans for proper airflow. You'll also need a PCIe riser cable to connect your GPU to the motherboard, and they do come in different lengths and speeds. If you're having issues with a vertically mounted GPU using a PCIe riser cable, jump into the BIOS, manually set the motherboard GPU slot PCIe speed to match the riser cable speed rather than using the auto setting, and that'll usually fix it. In terms of other PC case features, modern cases generally offer front panel I/O with at least 2 USB 3.0 Type A ports and audio jacks, with some providing USB Type-C connectivity as well. Internal DVD drives, they're just not a thing anymore. I'm going to link a cheap external USB connection DVD drive in the video description. Quality cases feature good cable management solutions, including rubber grommets and PC shrouds for clean builds. Removable 3.5-inch hard drive bays are a plus, allowing for better cable management and sometimes airflow. All right, let's jump into our best PC Case 2026 recommendations. Everything's linked down in the video description. Check those links out for current pricing and availability in your region. We're going to keep those links updated as new cases pop up or they go out of stock. Let's start off with the best cheap PC case in 2026. Now, the other budget cases can often be around these same prices, so check them out too. But this is consistently dirt cheap, and it's one of my favorite cases, I have to say. This is the Bitfenix Nova Mesh. It's a micro ATX PC case. 3 included ARGB fans, comes in black and white. Right now, the black one is $5 more for some reason. I wouldn't necessarily buy it. I absolutely love this case. I've done multiple builds in this chassis. The fans come on an included hub with it. It's got a nice glass panel to it with a nice side cutout. So make sure you get a PSU that looks good on the side. That's pretty easy to do. But overall, if you're just looking for something super cheap to save a lot of money and get in, this is a good one. Let's jump into the best budget PC case 2026. I'm going to note we're looking to spend up to $60 here. Some of the cases I listed last year in the mid-range category have now fallen in the budget category. They haven't gotten worse. They've actually just gotten cheaper, so 2 thumbs up. I'm going to go pretty rapid fire here and include some additional picks down linked in the video description for those of you maybe more difficult regions out there. Let's start off probably my number 1 pick right now for budget PC cases. This comes in black, comes in white. Most of the cases do, by the way. This is the Thermaltake View 170. Thank goodness that Thermaltake has finally figured out pricing on this. They used to charge like $85 for it, but now it's anywhere from $55 to $60. Comes in black, comes in white, is a micro ATX case. This is not a full ATX size. We'll have those coming up in just a moment. 3 included ARGB fans. Absolutely love. There's 1, 2 here, and then there's 1 on the side. You can top mount up to they say 280 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler. I'd probably stick with a 240 on it. The other thing is, because it is a little bit longer here, you can accommodate much longer GPUs. I absolutely love that. And you can bottom mount a couple of more fans pointing at your GPU, and the bottom mesh here really helps increase the airflow. Absolutely love it for $59. If you're looking for a similar case, but a smaller overall footprint, check out Okinosa's Aqua 3. I love Okinosa as a brand. I've been using their stuff for a while. Then I reached out to them like, we got to get you out there. This is a great case, by the way. There's a black version, there's a white version, and then there is a black non-RGB version, all selling for right around $60. Links to all those are down in the video description. What I like about this is, again, it loses those 2 fans on the side, so you got a much smaller footprint. Now, GPU length is still pretty good on this, but check the clearance, of course. This is a negative airflow case, so these 2 fans are pointing out as well as the rear fan. It's going to intercept dust down here on the mesh, and you can actually add some additional fans right here above or below rather the GPU if you want. If you do want to do positive pressure, then just go ahead and flip these fans over during the build process. Voila, there you go, positive pressure. It's really good build quality. I was quite shocked for $60. If you're looking for more of a front intake PC case, this is still micro ATX, by the way, even though it looks like an ATX size case with the 3 included ARGB fans up front and 1 in the rear. This is the Cypress 3. There's the ARGB version of it, only comes in black, and then it comes in a wood accent panel with no RGB for basically the same price. So you can go either one of those. Now, this case is actually a little bit more narrow in terms of the overall length than it looks. So I would check the GPU length. But again, if you're looking for something with that tighter footprint and you want that more front intake PC case look, check these out. All right, let's jump into the best budget ATX size PC case out there. And I added this one at the last minute. I really do like it. There's a black version, currently unfortunately sold out, probably will be back, fingers crossed, in stock soon. Also at $59, which is a crazy low price. In fact, I bought mine for $49. This is the GAM Dias Atlas M1. This is the white version. Let me show you the black version. What do you notice about this? The digital readout at the bottom. How do they include this thing for so cheap? It's just hard to believe. The fans are fine. They are ARGB and PWM. They're nothing special, but they're perfectly adequate for your PC build. You can do a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler up top. It's basically a very similar case to the Montech XR, only about $10 cheaper with the digital part of it. I really like it, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty hard to beat. All right, let's jump into the best mid-range PC cases of 2026. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple picks. We're gonna go rapid fire again, but there are more linked down in the video description, especially for those of you in regions where some of these might not be available. And sometimes, especially the Lee & Lee here, does sell out from time to time. We're looking to spend from between $60-ish and $80-ish dollars. And obviously, sometimes these go on sale. Sometimes they get a little bit higher price. So check those links in the video description, see what the current pricing is right now. There's essentially a tie for my top picks here. The first one I want to show you is the Lee & Lee V100. I absolutely love this case. We use this, the white version of it, in our Ryzen 9850X 3D build guide. It looks incredible. A couple things I think are just really nice touches that Lee & Lee does really well. I love the ARGB strip down here at the bottom, especially if you change that strip to maybe just project white light. Even if you do a black build, you're like, Jason, I don't like the rainbow pube. That's fine. You can turn these like basically into lights that kind of light your build up, just make them white. And it looks incredible. I loved the back connectors, are super easy to use if you want to use a back connector motherboard with it. The only thing I think maybe it falls down a little bit is this angled portion right here makes it difficult to add fans underneath your GPU, because where the GPU cable comes out of, it actually comes out of the fan slot. So it is a little bit rough there. I wish Lee & Lee had come up with a better solution to that. You can't, of course, always go over the top of the GPU, something that I like to do. A little harder to do with NVIDIA GPUs and the 12-volt high power cable. $75 is an insane price. The white one, for whatever reason, sells for like $5 more. All right, here's my tie for the #1 spot. This is the Okonos Aqua 7. Also comes in white. We used the white one in our Ryzen 7800X 3D build guide last year. I absolutely love this case because it's insane value for just about $80. About the same price as the Lee & Lee. And here's what you get. You get 6 included ARGB fans. You get 2 reverse blade here on the side for intake. You get 3 reverse blade on the bottom for intake. And then you get the 1 exhaust fan here at the end. Obviously, they're showing it with a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler. I would recommend that you go liquid cooling on this one, or at least add some additional fans up there for exhaust, because that's a lot of intake. It's got the metal mesh on the bottom. Cable management in the rear is really good, and it has a full ARGB and PWM hub as well. $80 is really insane value. If you want a similar look, but you don't want to spend as much money, the Montech XR, both in black and white, are also great options here. This used to be my #1 pick. However, the Okonos and the Lee & Lee kind of edged it out basically. $69, you get 3 included ARGB fans and PWM fans. And the 2 on the side here are reverse blades. So those are actually intake, 1 in the rear. It actually comes with rubber grommet covers, which is really, really nice for this case. It looks amazing. I like the IO right in front there, and it's got plenty of it. Cable management was really a breeze. Really good pickup for $69. If that case isn't in your market for whatever reason, the Thermaltake View 270 is also a good option. Couple of reasons I don't like it as much as the Montech one. #1, no rubber grommet covers on it. It does have the nice metal mesh on the bottom, which I do like. IO is actually on the top of the PC case itself. Some people do prefer that, especially if you do what you shouldn't do and put your PC case on the ground, basically. And then the 2 fans on the side are traditional fans, so they're flipped around because these are intake. They're not reverse blade. But $69 is really good value. For those of you looking for a front intake PC case in this price range, go no further than the Montech XR would. It comes in white, comes in black, comes with 4 included ARGB fans and PWM fans. And not only does it look amazing, again, also comes in white for about $65 right now. You can usually find it between $69 and $79 depending on sales and things like that. I think it's worth it at whatever price. The IO on this one is on the top, but you can add a lot of additional fans to it. You can look at that. You can add 2 additional 120 millimeter fans to the side panel of it, and it actually has a side intake, which is really, really cool. It doesn't come with the fans pre-populated, but you can always buy additional ones to use there. And it comes comes with rubber grommet hole covers just to kind of complete and that nice clean look to it. We'll have GPUs well beyond 420 millimeters, which is crazy. You can fit some of the biggest GPUs in it. Just a really, really great PC case for not a lot of money. All right, let's jump into the best PC case 2026 for premium builds. There will be an ultra premium section coming up as well. Check the links in the video description. Pricing on these always moves around a little bit. You will notice, for instance, the ATX C5, I called an ultra premium last year because it's an amazing PC case. I'm going to recommend it again this year, but now it's in the premium section because prices have come down. Yes, absolutely love to see that. We're looking to spend anywhere from $80 up to $120 here, and we're looking to get multiple included ARGB fans, PWM fans. We're also looking to get kind of nice to have like dual chamber cases, give us a lot more room for cable management, things like that, or some really insane like wood accents. Let's start off with one of my top picks. We used this in our Ryzen 9800 X3D build guide last year, the white version. This is the ATX C5 ARGB. Really love this case. You can also look at the ATX C3. It's kind of a tweener between the two right now. There's only about a $10 or $15 difference. I would pick this one up. It comes with 7 included ARGB fans, and 6 of them are reverse blade. The 3 on the side and the 3 on the bottom are all reverse blade. So those are actually intake. The one in the rear is an exhaust fan. I recommend using it with either just add 3 additional fans to the top or go ahead and use it with a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler is what we did with it. This is a dual chamber case. So this works really well with like if you have a PSU like the Lee & Lee Edge, great PC case for that particular PSU. Here's the rear panel. It's got a lot of room back here for tons of cable management, by the way. I will say the only thing that I didn't like about this case, I didn't like how they initially had it wired, the fans, so I actually pulled all the wires out and reran them. It wasn't that hard to do, it took about 10 minutes or so. If you're less experienced, maybe take about 20 minutes, kind of typical PC build stuff anyway as you customize it. The other great thing about this case is that it just fits huge GPUs, absolutely huge GPUs to it. $109 right now is a great price to pay. And again, it also comes in white. All right, let's move over to a front intake PC case that people absolutely love, and I love it too, the Corsair 4000D RS. Now this is the frame version. This is the ARGB one. You can also get a version of this without any fans whatsoever. Sells for the same price. I don't know why you wouldn't get this one with some fans. Just note that you will need a rear exhaust fan for this. So add that into the overall cost. A couple things that I really like about it. First of all, this case is so modular. It just completely comes apart. It's got super good, easy building features. For instance, at the top, if you want to do an AIO, or even just fans, it has a movable frame on it just to make it easier to install those fans or the radiator on top. You can see right there it's set to 120. You can also set it to 140 or even 160. That's absolutely crazy. It's got really good in terms of its overall GPU length. Tons of room in this PC case, especially if you want to use an eATX motherboard. The airflow in the front is really good. They do use kind of an innovative like punch hole. So instead of individual little pinholes, you actually get a lot more space through it. Really do like that. The fans themselves, by the way, are actually standard 3-pin 5-volt ARGB. They're not proprietary Corsair fans. Thank you, Corsair. I wish we would get rid of all this proprietary nonsense with it. So you can put any ARGB fan back there and plug it into the hub. Also comes in white here, by the way, for a couple of bucks more with the ARGB. $99 or $105, pretty good price to pay. All right, let's jump into my favorite front intake PC case of all time, and that is the Lee & Lee LANCool 216. The great news about this one, it'll fit just about any size motherboard, any size GPU, and they took the LANCool 215, which I hated, and they fixed everything about it to the point that I went from hating that case to loving its successor, which is the 216. Why do I love this case? Let's start with the fans. The 2 fans in the front are 160 millimeter ARGB. Love them. You can spin these fans much slower and get similar airflow to, for instance, 320 millimeter fans, and they're almost silent. It's really, really nice PC case. The other thing is, despite it looking super wide, it's actually one of the more narrow PC cases out there I found for larger cases that will fit in eATX motherboard. The one fall down here is, I don't know why they don't include an ARGB fan in the rear. Either the black or the white version. You can get non-RGB versions of this, by the way. It's like $5 off, or I don't know why they offer it. Right now, the black one with the coupon is $92. The white one is $99. It's the one that we used. I love a couple other things about this case. One is it completely comes apart. The top completely comes off of this case. So when you're installing an AIO, you can take that, install the AIO on top, and then put it in. Just makes it so much easier. You have to basically not have 3 arms in order to install your AIO or like, weightlift or something like that. Really, really like that. Panel is all mesh, by the way, so you can add some additional fans at the bottom there for GPU cooling if you want, and it's got good airflow to it. The cable management in the rear of this is an absolute breeze, and it comes with included rubber grommet hole covers. Can't say enough good things about this case. One other thing I want to note, you can get for this little panel here that's just plastic, you can actually punch that out, and Lee & Lee sells for about $20 additional I/O, so additional USB ports to it that plug into your motherboard. So especially if you get a motherboard with additional headers on it, it's a good one to pick up. Also, just want to throw a shout out to the Lee & Lee LandCool 217. For those of you looking for like a wood accent case, unfortunately, a lot of the wood accent cases currently sold out. It's become a really big hit. Gigabyte's going to make a wood accent motherboard. It's coming very soon. This is a great case, the Lee & Lee LandCool 217. It comes in black, also comes in white. Got really nice mesh on it. Comes with non-RGB fans to it. Basically, 2 170 millimeter fans. So again, 2 big fans. Comes with 2 additional 120, and then it comes on the bottom for the GPU, and then it comes with one in the rear that's 140 millimeter exhaust. A lot of really good pass-throughs on it. Very similar in a lot of ways to the LandCool 216 if you're looking for something with all those wood accents on every single side. Let's jump to the best PC case 2026 for ultra premium PC cases costing more than $120. I'm going to give you my 3 top picks here. There's tons of these cases out there, obviously, where you can spend lots and lots of money, but let me give you the ones that I think people either like the most or have some cool features to them that maybe you're not going to get at a lower price level. Let's start off with the Fractal Design North. This is an ATX PC case. Now, it comes in white, comes in black. What I also like about it, not only does it come with the glass panels on them, by the way, with the wood accent, that's what people go crazy for in the front, it comes also on ones that you can use as mesh. So this is actually mesh. It's somewhat transparent mesh. There's a white one, there's a black one. You can get different customizable, because not everybody wants to have a glass panel, but some people would like to have that kind of mesh look to it instead. I love this case for $155. It's a little steep. Doesn't really come with much in the way of included fans or anything, but again, we're in ultra premium land. Another great pick here is the Montech King 95 Pro. I like this PC case. To me, it's a better version of the Lee & Lee 011. I know people hate it when I say that. I'm going to say it again. It's a better version of the 011 because the 011 is the graveyard of PC builds. It costs too much, comes with no fans. By the time you're done with that case, it costs $350 or something crazy like that. This is for $160 out the door. You get something like this. It's got the curved panel on the side. There's a couple different versions of it now where the fans are solid instead of the ring light on it. It's got the dual chamber. It's got the removable top to install the all-in-one liquid cooler and then put it back in without having to, again, hold it with 3 different hands. I like this. Got the rubber grommet hole covers. Montech just does a really nice job with it, including the rear I/O, the front panel I/O, I should say, for $160, and it comes in white as well. Finally, we have the Phanteks Evolve X2, and there's a new version of it that I really want to show you. This case actually would sneak right now with a rebate into the lower version, but because last year was like $150, I like this case a lot. It's a real kind of statement piece PC case. Comes in this, also comes in a white version of it as well with the metal finish to it, but there's a newer version of it that I think is really neat, a little bit more expensive. It's $199. Fabric on the top and fabric on the bottom here, and it basically has this LED screen behind it on both the front and the side, and with the fabric effect, because it's showing through the fabric, it looks amazing. Again, this is the black version of it, $199. The white version is also $199. If you're looking for the ultra clean PC build look, this is one of the cases that I would really check out if you want ultra premium. Let's jump into the best mini ITX PC case 2026 or the best small form factor PC case 2026. Because in reality, some of the newer small form factor cases will also now fit micro ATX motherboards in a very small volume. So what we're looking here is small volume. I'm not gonna go into the cases where they're ridiculously small that you can't really fit most GPUs into. We're gonna look at ones I think that are more reasonable. I'm gonna give you 4 different options here. Let's start one with, if you want black mesh and you want a handle on top of it, or you can take the handle off, I like the Johnsbo C6 ITX. This will fit an ITX motherboard. It'll fit a traditional budget tower air cooler on it, which I really like, so you don't have to get a low profile cooler, although that's not that big a deal. It's also $65. It's pretty easy to work with, and it only takes up a small amount of space on your desk, so what else do you want? If you're looking for something with a glass panel, kind of similar styling though, again, that lunchbox, I like the Johnsbo Johns Plus Z20. Now, you can actually fit a micro ATX motherboard in this PC case. You could also fit an all-in-one liquid cooler. I don't believe you can fit them at the same time, though. I think if you go all-in-one liquid cooler, then you have to go with a mini ITX motherboard instead. But look at that. You can fit large air coolers in this one. Just super versatile for $99. Another great pick here, the Lee & A4H2O. So this is if you want to do small form factor in 11 liters, pretty tight. This allows you to also liquid cool it, which kind of gets rid of the need for all the air cooler issues and other things associated with it. This is a dual chamber case, so the GPU is going to be on one side, it's going to have a spine, and then on the other side, you're going to have your mini ITX motherboard and your PSU. I love this case because not only is it small, but you can put relatively powerful components in it. Again, because of the liquid cooling, it just allows you to do a lot more to it. Has pretty good GPU clearance at 322 millimeters, $154, really good pickup. Of course, everybody knows the Fractal Design Terra. This is one of the smallest PC cases that you're going to build in with a reasonable sized GPU, a relatively powerful GPU. It's also gone up in price, I will say. It's selling for $200. There's a black version, there's a white version, there's a green version. It has a movable spine in it. So again, this is another dual chamber case. You're going to have to figure out based on the slider, and they have this on their website, how tall your CPU cooler needs to be based on the width of your GPU. So just remember that. I would recommend this for more advanced builders who feel comfortable with cable management because it is a little bit of a challenge. And of course, if you're looking for a console look, then the Fractal Design Ridge is another great one. Again, similarly dual chambered, GPU goes up top, everything else goes on the side here. There's no movable ridge, but you can have it top like that. You can lay it down like it's a console instead. The only thing I want to mention on these two is these come with PCIe 4.0 riser cables. At least this is what they're advertising right now. Some of the latest PCIe Gen 5 GPUs and motherboards might have a little bit of an issue. You may need to plug in that GPU directly in the motherboard first, configure it to use PCIe Gen 4. Otherwise, you might get a black screen when you go to boot if you just use the riser cable without pre-configuring it. Remember, everything is linked down in the video description. Check those links out for current pricing and availability in your region. And of course, we're going to update that list as things go out of stock or new cases come on the market. If you got value out of this video, please give it a like. It makes a huge difference to the channel. And of course, subscribe for more cool PC content. And we'll catch you on the next one.